did some shit. Yeah, I'm always running out of space. I guess I was talking about how I don't know how to edit shit and I was rambling. Yeah, fuck, I don't even know what to say now, shit. Yeah, basically the first couple times, like, none of it makes any sense. Like, you really can't get any, like, you can get meaning out of it, but at least for me, my first couple times, it was, it's all, like, nonsense. Like, it's just total random imagery. Like, it all meant something, but at the same time, it just felt like confusing. Mostly. Yeah, I remember like at one point my mom came in to check up on me, and I was just laying in bed, and she knocked on the door, and I just wanted her to go away. So, because it was completely dark, I didn't have no music going on. I just laying there tripping balls in the silent darkness. And eventually she walked in, and I don't really hide nothing from my mom. But it's kind of a terrifying feeling when your parent walks in, because you really don't know how to feel, about them, like, knowing you're tripping. I guess she was kind of worried, mostly because I did 4 tabs. Me and her talked for a while. I don't even really remember what about. I guess I was just talking about my experience a little. I probably didn't make any sense. I don't know. Eventually, she walked out, and I was just talking to myself. Eventually, I was just like talking, like she was still there in the room. Yeah, I remember like telling myself like you're Tyler Britton, like, and then I'd be like, who am I? I'm like, I'm Tyler Britton. Yeah, it just totally gets rid of like any sense of knowing who you are. Yeah, it was crazy experience. I always had more fun after the come up. I usually do, because the come up's such a rough time for me. Yeah, the come up's always the most difficult part for me, and then like after I get done coming up, like it's always so easy. It's like way easier, go smoke some pot and like, fucking enjoy your trip. Like the come up always feels the most meaningful to me. And it's like, for me, that's the part where you gain the most. Like, you gain the most from the experience, because it's so intense. And it just blows your mind. Like, I don't know, it really never feels like it really reveals anything to me. It just kind of feels like it presents me with knowledge that I already know, in like a way that I never thought about it or seen it before. Because like all the information is showed to you in a way that only you could understand. Like it's all information, like specifically tailored to how your mind works. And like, I don't know. Because like the whole experience is so open the first time. So like you really have nothing for your mind to work off of. Like after you do it the first time, it's like the first experience always affects the rest of the experiences that you have. Yeah. Because you already have like the visuals, like after the first time, the visuals are already in your imagination, like they're already in your mind. So like the next time you trip, like it has that to feed off of, so it can just add to it. Yeah, that's I don't know, like that's all like every trip just seems like it's kind of the same, but at the same time it just kind of like adds a new layer to it. And like the first couple times were the best times, like as far as like no matter how intense it got, I was never really scared. It always, I don't know, you're so out of it, like nothing could scare you really, you know, besides your mom walking in. Yeah. No, it's nothing like you hear or see. Mostly because like each experience is so individual, and like I don't know, because like each batch is different. So like whoever made it, like you know, depending on their skill level and like what they were using, and like depending on which chemical you're taking, like it all like totally changed the trip. Yeah, it all totally changes the trip and like the stuff you see. But like I don't know, the visuals are such a small part of the trip. It's mostly like all about how you feel. Like it's all mental, and like how you, yeah, like I said, how you feel. And like I didn't have no music going on, like I had nothing on. I just sat in the darkness on my bed, and like I said earlier, like the come up, like you can't do shit, like you blind pretty much because the visuals are so intense. Like everything is just like blurry, like everything's bleeding into one another, and you just like you might as well just lay down and fucking enjoy the trip. It's probably a good thing I couldn't smoke nothing because anything is just like steroids. Like even a cup of fucking orange juice or something like that would fucking add to the trip because it just all adds to the trip. Like I've noticed from my experiences that like even just eating food can intensify the visuals and stuff. Like just the trip in general, just like smoking any type of like nicotine. Pot's like steroids, especially. Yeah, pot's like the strongest. But yeah, just like anything that like makes your brain produce like dopamine, like it all intensifies the trip. Like any type of stimuli, like music, or like you'll see music a totally different way after you trip because like the music is like a drug itself. And like you really don't realize it till after you trip with music because like the music like totally changes the way the trip feel and looks. Like I've turned music on and like the color of the room change, and like just like totally changes the way that everything is experienced. It's like you could turn some music on, man, and you're on a totally different planet. Like you could be in the room tripping and not really be tripping hard. You turn some fucking music on, and you're in a totally different reality. Like that's how powerful music is. Like it can be too intense, honestly. Like, like you gotta be like a fucking what is it? A misogynist, a sadist, what someone who enjoys like pain, like that type of sense. Like it's not painful, but it's just like it's terrifying. It can be, especially depending on what type of music you're listening to. Yeah, it can be terrifying because it like intensifies so much. You're like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? No, I enjoy it. Probably too much. If you couldn't tell. I haven't smoked anything for a while. Even if I look high, I've been up all night because I gotta go to work. And if I go to sleep, it'd be like, I don't know when the fuck I'm gonna wake up. And I've been oversleeping a lot. So, yeah, it's like 4 in the morning. I gotta be at work at like 6. Yeah, that's fun. No, I don't know. I guess the main thing with tripping, like with anything, is just taking a break because like you can do it one time and nothing really change. Really, like nothing changes. But like if you keep doing it, like week after week after week, week after week, you know, it start bleeding into your life. Like even when you just listen to music, like you're still fucking tripping like on the music and like smoking weed and shit. Like it just send you to a totally different planet. Like it's really not that intense, but I mean with weed it can be. If you smoke some weed after tripping, it can be pretty intense. But like I don't know, man. Like you just look at things differently. Like especially like nature and stuff. You just like all the patterns pop out. And alright, man. It just makes you a little crazy, man. If that makes any sense. Like I don't know. You gotta have like a really strong mind and like a sense of like of the reality of the situation because it can get so crazy that you get totally consumed by like your thoughts and like the ideas, and like it's really important to like keep everything in check. If that makes any sense. Nah, it can make you go insane. Like I don't care what people say. Like there's a good and a bad to everything. Like everything has a purpose. Like all drugs have a purpose, and like you can't just say one drug is bad because like they all have benefits and like negatives, but that the problem come when people like keep consuming it over and over and over. You know, I know some drugs it's kind of hard to quit, but the main thing is just using things when the the situation calls for it. Like, not every situation calls for smoking weed. Just like not every situation calls for like doing coke or acid or shrooms or whatever. Like, they all got a purpose and a place, and it's really important to to use them in a way that benefits you, and not to just do drugs just for the fuck of it. Just like, I don't know. Sometimes it can be just fun just to do shit just to do it, but it's kind of defeating the point of it. I mean, you should always go into these experiences with like a purpose, because I've noticed a lot of times, like, when you do it with like just for the hell of this, it's like it can make the trip like a hell. Pretty much, I've noticed like if you have a purpose and a meaning behind doing or taking the drug, it's like, even when you're having a bad experience, it can still all be like worth it in the end. But yeah, don't do it week after week, or day after day, or minute after minute. Yes, how about keeping yourself in check and making sure that you're being aware of how much you want something, or like if you're chasing it, just being self-aware of like the intention behind why you're doing stuff, like just like down to like everything you do in life, because a lot of times that can save you a lot of trouble. And keep you from making stupid mistakes with chemicals. And I mean, because all drugs are chemicals, so like, even shrooms, it's all chemicals. It don't matter if it's made by nature or made by man. Like, it's all chemicals. I don't know. I think I do it so much because I just find it interesting. It's just kind of like an oddity, and like, life just get boring. Life get boring. Pretty much. I mean, at least for me, I don't know. Life's always been boring. It's kind of, and it's like, once you try drugs, it's just like the boredom is like such a hell in of itself. It's like you do drugs and it's just like it relieves the boredom, and it can kind of lead you down a weird path. Luckily I don't want to say luckily, but I've always wanted to know more, like, which that in of itself can be kind of a self-destructive path. But I've always kind of had like, not like the intention was to know more, and like just to jump into it with like the hope that I would gain some insight or some type of knowledge, or maybe see things differently about life. Yeah, life can be crazy. The thing about the thing about it is, though, is that it's like, it'll give you the knowledge, it'll give you the experience, but it's like you gotta balance it out with like real life experience and knowledge, because one without the other makes no sense. It's like you can do all these trips and take all these drugs, and then at the end of the day, you can be left feeling so clueless and lost that it's just like you don't know what to do. It's just kind of depressing. It's just like being lost out at sea and not seeing any land in sight. You're just like all by yourself. But it's important to balance it out with like real life experience and real life knowledge, and then from that, it's like it all grows on itself, just like all by itself. With the you got to think about it, but it's all connected to each other, which I really had to work on that because I'm such a recluse. Like I'm like a hermit, basically. Probably not as much as I want to be, but I'm basically a hermit. I ain't even sure where I'm going with this. I've just been talking. Probably not making no sense, but maybe if you got the right ears, you can hear what I'm saying. Hopefully I've been talking about some interesting shit and not just boring shit that don't make no sense. I don't know. I doubt anybody's going to watch this. Yeah. Well, it's good to get your thoughts out. And I hate writing, so... yeah. Because I think so. All over the fucking place, it'd be like, it's hard to write it down because... sometimes written shit, like you miss shit because your mind be moving so fast, you really don't have a way to put it all down, but I can say everything I think, so that's good. I think I might finish this up because I need to go take a shower and shit and get ready for work and work.